What's going on, Virgo? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading on career, money, and purpose in life from now until the end of August 2023. So in this reading, Virgo, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides as it pertains to your career, money, and life purpose situation from now until the end of August 2023. So before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, Virgo, and I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if this happens to resonate with you. It'll also be very appreciated over here, but without further ado, I'm now going to get into this reading, pull the energy and see what's going on with your money, career, life purpose situation from now to the end of August. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Virgo. Sorry. It's just jumper. See what we got going on here for you, Virgo. Okay, interesting energy that you got going on here, Virgo. Before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards for you. And if you can embody the energy that's contained in these oracle cards, this is the energy that's going to really propel you forward when it comes to making more money, advancing your career or life purpose from now until the end of August. So the first energy here you're meant to embody is Law 1, never outshine the master here. So in some sort of way, Virgo, from now until the end of August, Spirit's really advising you to remain humble and not really overemphasize your own skills and abilities, but really shed light on those around you. So this could be someone that you're learning a skill from, and it's really about making a show of gratitude or making sure that you don't shine brighter inadvertently than those around you. Okay, so to give you an example of this, never outshine the master, there's been I've had a lot of great mentors in my life that have helped me to get to the point that I'm at. And when I was working with those mentors, in order to get my foot in the door or to really learn the most I could and absorb the most, I made sure that I wasn't going to go in there and be like, hey, I'm like this spiritual prodigy and I have all these talents and that's why I should work with you. I did the opposite, and I was like, hey, you are a master at your craft. I'm humble. I'm your humble servant. I will learn from you. Anything that you have to teach me, I will be fully in the feminine. I'm not going to be in the masculine. Hey, it's just I will absorb your teaching because you are the master. And that's what will help you get ahead, because there's something about remaining humble. And this has been coming up for you. I just feel like there's some sort of big thing that you're working towards here in your life, some sort of long-term goal here, some sort of thing about your legacy, or even more of a short-term goal. But never outshine the master, Virgo. I feel like this definitely has to do with other people in your life. On a more mercurial, day-to-day, sneaky basis, this is about you understanding that people that seem impenetrable, someone that you're learning from, maybe this is another YouTuber, maybe this is a business mentor, a coworker, a manager at work, whoever this is, you have to understand that people the master, the people in power still have an ego. Okay, so what you want to do is don't make them insecure about their own ego. So, and this is going to be very practical to you. On the practical side of things, let's say one of you, someone, because there's a lot of people that want this, that wants to like learn tarot from me. The way that they could do that, probably the best way, isn't by sending me an email and saying, hey, like, you know, I have this great talent, like trying to like outshine me, but it would, like the best way to work with me would be to like compliment me, be in the feminine, and truly absorb what I have. And that will make me comfortable, not thinking like, oh, I'll work with this person, but they're going to try to outdo me. I don't want to think that because I still have an ego too, right? So in some sort of way, that's the practical side of this. Now, the more spiritual side of this law, which most people don't think about, never outshine the master, is really taking the time to admire other people's mastery and really focusing on that in a pure way that does not contain jealousy, that does not contain competitiveness, that does not contain any sort of ego. Because here's the thing, the people that hate on successful people will never become successful themselves because they have resistance to success itself. Do you have a resistance to a master or no? Because if you're resistant to someone who is a master, or maybe they're not a literal master, maybe it's just your manager, but if you have resistance, let's just say you're working at McDonald's, just to give a clear example for everyone. If you're working at McDonald's and you have a manager, the manager is actually great at what they do. Right? They're really good at it. If you have resistance to their masterful qualities of being a manager, it's going to be hard for you to shift to that because what you push out of yourself, you attach to, that the hatred. Versus if you can just like really relish it and be like, wow, like that person is a master. They're so good at being a manager. They're so good. And you absorb in that energy, then you too will rise to great heights. So there is something here right off the bat about taking the time to really acknowledge the time, effort, and skills that other people have taken the time to master. Instead of coming at it from a competitive mindset, you really want to come at this from a collaborative mindset. Okay, so that's basically never outshine the master. Whoever you're trying to learn from, they have an ego too. Make sure you build them up instead of trying to build yourself up, which will raise questions for this. Because I do feel there's a major opportunity for you to learn from someone here. Someone who really knows what they're doing. Once again, this could be inadvertent, but just be aware of it. Now you also have Law 33, discover each man's thumbscrew. So in some sort of way, when it comes to your life purpose, your business, or your money here, this is really about actually like looking for the chink in someone's armor. This could be in a marketing sense, could be in the sales, or if you want to get promoted, like maybe looking at what is your boss's thumbscrew? What is your clientele's thumbscrew? So this is really about finding the secret thing that turns someone on. So like let's say for example you wanted apply this to career, life purpose, and money, but let me give you this example in like seduction or like intimacy or love. If you wanted to really like take it to the next level with someone in love, then it's not about, it's really about getting into their own psychology. Like what makes this person tick? What gets this person off? What will give this person an orgasm that they're not telling me directly? And really looking for that. A clear example of how I use this one, discover each man's thumbscrew, is that I won't read for Virgo the same way that I'm going to read for Pisces. I'm not going to read for Virgo the same way that I read about Leo. Leo doesn't like the details. Leo doesn't like introspection. Leo likes to sweep everything under the rug, use their charm to get ahead. So when I'm doing a reading for Leo, I'm going to understand that's their basic psychology to produce the best reading that I can for Leo so that it makes sense for them, so that they get off on it, right? For Virgo, I'll be detail-oriented. I'll be hardworking. I'll be, I'm playing to your thumbscrew, not to manipulate you, but literally to get a win-win scenario for us all. So in some ways, depending on how you want to use this, you can use this in a more darker sense, but I wouldn't suggest it. Discover each man's thumbscrew, like getting, and this is about, just getting out of your own way. Do you want to know why some people really suck at tarot? Do you want to just know why? It's because they're so self-conscious, it's embarrassing. You're embarrassing yourself. I'm sorry. You're embarrassing yourself out. I'm trying to see, I'm self-conscious right now. See how it just feels? See, when I was just free-flowing, it felt good, and I became self-conscious. It's like, oh my God, I said that too loud. You're embarrassing yourself out there. But here's the reason why a lot of tarot readers suck, is because you could tell they're very self-conscious. Right? They're like not just like letting it rip. They're like, I hope this sounds good. And it's just like unattractive. So I don't even know how I got there, but really getting out of like, what do they think of me? and trying to put yourself in their shoes. This is to do with your boss at work. This is to do with your clientele. This is to do with the people you want to sell to, your coworkers. What gets them off? And when you put out that energy, you try to really meet someone halfway and accommodate their own really inner needs, then that creates a win-win scenario for everyone. So discover each man's thumb screw, never outshine the master, right? For example, like when I would work with other, my mentors back in the day, I was like, what is going to get this person? Like, what is their thumb screw? And then that's going to help us all move forward, So just be aware of that. And I also have Law 48, assume formlessness. And this is really about not having a clear plan. Unpredictability is the best thing that you could do. And I literally told you about this, I think, in your last reading. This is Mercury. Assume formlessness. Not having a clear strategy sometimes is the best strategy. And from now until the end of August for you, I do feel like assuming formlessness is the best strategy for you. And so assume formlessness. Try not to, it's nuanced, but if you try to have such a set plan that you're very predictable, I would err towards unpredictability rather than being too predictable. Assume formlessness. Assume formlessness is not having a set image. All right. Now, before we get into the tarot reading, some of you I'm gonna lose you when I start talking about this, but I'm what we call a crystal child. My aura is crystal. If you could see extrasensory, it would appear opalescent, clear, diamond-like crystal. And the function of my aura and why I'm able to be such a good healer is because the properties of another person's aura, I will basically chameleon that aura unconsciously. So like, let's say someone walks up to me with like a red aura, or they have certain patterns in their aura. My crystal aura around me is clear by itself. Like when I'm just sitting here, it's clear. Maybe I'm doing a reading, I'm picking up stuff. But if someone physically came up to me with a red aura, my aura would actually fill up red. And it's like a chameleon. So the thing that the universe has unconsciously blessed me with the ability to assume formlessness, because when I'm talking to someone, in general, all they see is their own self reflected back to them. So like if I'm talking to a conservative who has very like strict mindset, fixed mindset, they'll view me as a conservative. Versus if I go down an alleyway and I'm talking to someone who supports things like they, them, transgender, like picture the opposite of a conservative, and I'm talking to them, they'll view me as the same as they are. So that's my ability to assume formlessness. To a hawk, I'm a hawk. To a bull, I'm a bull. You can't really figure me out because it's an unconscious thing that I fill up. Now, for some of you, you may actually be crystal children out there. I have videos about that, older videos. But for most of you, it's about adopting that strategy consciously. Try not to have an identity. Like the scariest thing is something that's invisible that you can't pin down. So that's Mercury as well, the shapeshifter. So that's something that you have as a Virgo. So you're going to play into it. Now, when it comes to your opportunity to get into the reading, your opportunity is the Wheel of Fortune from now until the end of August when it comes to your career, money, and business, life purpose situation, Virgo. So there really is a major opportunity right now for you to move forward. This is also to do with your destiny. I do feel that some of you are going to be working towards something that your soul chose to do. Like for me, I know for a fact that I was meant to do tarot. Okay, my last name is Reed. My name is Austin Reed. The last name Reed is literally like Reed Tarot, bro. And there's something about a pre-birth agreement when it comes to your career and life purpose situation that right now you have an opportunity to really capitalize on. What that's tied up to, we're going to have to see in a moment. There's really a big opportunity, Virgo. So right now is a very important time when it comes to your money career. So I would not take the brakes off is what I'm trying to tell you. Right now, if you can put in a lot of work, it's going to be great. I just did a reading for, I forgot what sign it was. And it was just like, it's not make or break right now. Like if you don't really put in that much energy into your career, your life purpose, and your money, it's not really going to hurt you. Right now, you're at a pivotal point where you really need to be paying attention because two major arcana. Your opportunity is the Wheel of Fortune. Your challenge is the devil here. And it's interesting. The devil is represented by the energy of Capricorn. Some of you will have a very difficult Capricorn in your life that is causing you trouble. I don't usually do that, like linking astrology to the cards, but it is coming through. Some of you are dealing with a very difficult Capricorn. In some sort of way, this is toxicity in your challenge when it comes to money, career. There may be toxic beliefs that you have about your career. There may be toxic beliefs that you have about obtaining power in general. We're going to have to see what it's about. I do feel, though, Virgo, some sort of, we're going to have to see what it's about. We're really going to have to clarify it. The devil in your challenge here. I would also be careful about coming off as too powerful. I just would, because once again, you have never outshined the master, and you have discover each man's thumbscrew. So with your challenge here, the first thing coming through is just like, don't overdo it. Try to remain humble. But they're also, for some of you that are really advanced and can like really easily apply everything that I'm saying, like in your sleep, then I would say maybe there's a challenge of you actually falling into manipulation. Okay, so try not to be too devilish. If what I'm saying is like easy for you to just do, and nothing's going over your head, you're like, I can do that. Mercury, you tricksters. Well, don't be too much of a trickster, because if you're too much of a trickster, that energy is going to come back to bite you. I don't know, the devil in your challenge, we'll see. When it comes to your overall general energy, very interesting. Very good overall, but it's just like you're just getting going with something. In your overall general energy from now to the end of August, you have the Knight of Wands in reverse, you have the Ace of Cups, and you also have the Page of Wands in reverse here. For some of you, Virgo, I do sense there's going to be a conflict with you and someone not being on the same page as to how to move forward. One person putting in more work than the other person, especially if this is a joint endeavor. If love is related to your career, money, and life purpose situation, I do see there being a lack of cooperation. I see someone talking crap and not backing it up. I don't sense this is you for a lot of you. This could be a coworker. This could be a boss promising you a promotion. And that's why the devil perhaps is here in your challenge here. Because I feel like someone pulling weight and then someone not doing it. Okay? So the Knight of Wands in reverse as well in your overall general energy. This is really about remaining humble and not talking crap. Here's the thing. The Knight of Wands upright is someone who talks a big game. You know, maybe they're inconsistent, and because it's in reverse, I just get it over the top. Some of you here, you're going to make big plans, and it's going to be really hard for you to put your money where your mouth is, so to speak. If this is not you, then this is someone that you've chosen to work with. This could be a coworker, a boss at work, a friend that you want to go apply somewhere with, something. I just feel like someone is not pulling their own weight, and I would really advise that not to be you. And especially with this goes in alignment with never outshine the master. The Knight of Wands upright, Virgo, is not someone who will... The Knight of Wands is almost incapable of not outshining. They're going to try to outshine the master. Like the Knight of Wands be like, oh, you're the master? Well, hey, bro, I'm on my way to more success than you. In reverse, I just intuitively get that you're really going to want to remain humble for some sort of strategic sense, because some of you view this as manipulative. I don't care. Good luck getting anywhere with that, because here's the thing. There has been so many crucial people that have gotten me to get to the point where I'm at. And you know that I'm cocky in these readings. Like, you know that like I have a good balance of it. But there is a very cocky side to me that really enjoys outshining masters, like as me. But if I embodied that energy too quickly and I didn't learn to really relish in the mastery that someone else has, or to get outside of myself to discover their thumbscrew, and because the Knight of Wands is not really concerned about what is the psychology of other people around me. They're obsessed with themselves, and that belief in oneself can actually be infectious, but it might scare. I get that. The reason why never outshine the master is here, I kind of had to backtrack that. Like back in the day when I was working with these mentors that were going to help me with YouTube, like there was a moment where I kind of shined a little bit too brightly, and like they saw the very real potential that I have, and like the fact that I've like blown up on YouTube probably is not a surprise to them, because they could see, and they were like, fuck, like maybe I shouldn't work with this guy, maybe I'm giving them too much information, maybe this isn't, you know. So I had to really play down my own fire to get to the point where I'm at now. And if you view that as some sort of moral thing, I wish you well. I don't judge you at all, and maybe you have a perspective that is higher than mine. I really don't know. But that's what I'm telling you here. This is a danger. Overexcitement. And it's weird for you. Why would that be happening with you? Some of you, this is not you. It's someone you've chosen to work with, you know. And your overall general energy is not really grounded. So I feel like you're working towards something that will eventually be grounded. So at the same time, don't be afraid to be very enthusiastic because your overall general energy is fire and water. But what do we know? And that makes perfect sense. What do we know about fire and water, right, Virgo? You see these two fire signs are on the outside of this. We know that fire gets put out by water, right? So there could be emotions getting in the way of enthusiasm based on many of the things that we've been discussing in this reading. So be aware of that. But overall, it's a very exciting time. I'm just trying to help you avoid pitfalls, right? Whether this is you, because I feel like a lot of you, it's someone else. Now, when it comes to what you don't see coming, I really feel like there's a deep transformation on something that you've been going back and forth with. And I feel like you're going to decide to double down on something here. There's a choice point here. And what you don't see coming, you have the Seven of Cups, you have the Nine of Wands, and you have the Death card here. There's some sort of impending decision that's really been bothering you, and it will. This isn't what you don't see coming. From now to the end of August, Virgo, there's going to be some sort of wounded feeling like you have unfinished business with a decision you need to make. The Seven of Cups is all about sorting through illusion and really making the right decision. I read chronologically, and this is the last card. So by the end of August, some sort of indecision or some sort of illusion will be transformed. This energy is not going to stick around, but it's something that you're meant to navigate through, and I feel like it has to do with these other laws that we're discussing. Now, you also have the Death card here. This is rebirth, transformation, death, complete change. So something's coming to an end for you. I do feel like it's very spiritual in nature, with your opportunity being the Wheel of Fortune, your challenge being the Devil. But there's also a need to be patient and grounded here, because I feel like whatever storm this is, it's going to clear on its own, and you're going to come back on the other side with more knowledge. But when it comes to your advice, Virgo, from now until the end of August, right, you have the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Pentacles, and you have the Two of Wands. This is being it's the same message. How many times has the Eight of Pentacles come out for you, Virgo? This is really about just doubling down and working hard, being patient and humble. It's very, very interesting to me that in your overall general energy, you have the Knight of Wands in reverse. When it comes to your advice, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Those are contradictory energies, right? So on the surface level, I'm getting chills as I'm saying this, whether this is you or whether this is someone you're working with that's getting too excited, if you're not the one that's violating these laws, Law 33, Law 1, or Law 48, if you're not violating the laws, there's going to be someone that you're going to have to help that is violating the laws. It could be someone you go into business with that doesn't understand any of this, or it could be you learning it, because I'm learning it too. I'm not everything you go through, I go through. And just like to give you a clear example, right now I'm obsessed with learning astrology, and I definitely have maybe a bit of a too much cocky attitude about it. Right now, I kind of am the Knight of Wands in reverse, because right now I'm on this kick of learning astrology, and I can really see a pathway of me taking over that niche. If I were to really look in myself, I'd be like, yeah, in many years, from maybe 10, 20 years, I will be an amazing astrologer, and that's great. But I can get too cocky, carried away, excited, emotional about it. And the advice for me would just be mystic, shut up, wait 8. You're not going to be a great astrologer until 10 or 8 years from now. Some of you that already watch my other readings, you're going to be like, wow, this guy thinks he's a master at astrology already. No, I don't. But I know, I believe in myself. So what I'm telling you is, in some sort of way for you, from now until the end of August, you're going to want to be excited. You're going to be excited. You're going to have positive emotions. But then you're dealing with managing these laws. But what Spirit is saying is yo, you need to be very humble and you need to be very patient here. You need to make a choice, but you need to just, as long as you keep working hard, you're going to be fine. But I do feel for some of you, this is someone around you that you're dealing with. For some of you, this devil in your challenge has nothing to do with you. I get that. And it has to do with this Knight of Wands in reverse. That someone around, it could be a coworker, it could whoever it is, a bit, For some of you, it is you. And the reason the devil is here is everything in moderation. Some of you could be actually stressed out, because I do see stress. And what you don't see coming, I'm going to be honest, this is a little bit of stress. This is stressful energy, and this isn't what you don't see coming. So there is, I don't know. Let's go ahead and get more information on this, Virgo. Let's go ahead and clarify why the Wheel of Fortune is here in your opportunity. Something to do with your destiny, or just a major opportunity from now to the end of August. Let's see, why is it, and Why is the Wheel of Fortune here for you? And your opportunity. Okay, well, wow. The Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Swords here. So this is a major opportunity to end some sort of conflict. For a lot of you, this conflict is going to have to be going back and forth with making a decision about your career, money, but like something that's really been bothering you. And like in your opportunity, clearly, in what you don't see coming of the Death card ending, spiritual ending, in your opportunity you have a practical ending. So what I get from this is this: the universe is trying to guide you in a certain spiritual direction, like, hey, like spiritually you need to make this ending, but practically is your opportunity to do it, to double whammy it. There is some sort of new realization coming through. You have the Ace of Cups in your overall general energy. You have the Ace of Swords in your opportunity. So there's going to be a lot of clarity coming in, but I get that clarity is going to actually to be doing with pain. And just to give you an example of this, so I could paint the picture for me, I trust me, I know very well what becoming a great astrologer will probably do to my health. If you look at any of the great astrologers out there, like, there's many of them who can bypass this, but most of them, like the ones that are truly the best, like their health, you know, they all have like gray hair. Like none of them look like Eckhart Tolle, bro. None of them look like Eckhart Tolle, because Eckhart Tolle's not thinking. Astrology is like blah, 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 like I'm gearing up to do this astrology journey, like probably not even starting my next channel until 10 years, because I'm a Virgo perfectionist and I don't feel comfortable doing an astrology reading until I really know what I'm doing, and that's going to take 10 years. Trust me, this is going to apply to you, so thank you for letting me share this. But I'm looking around and I'm like, this is going to age me way faster. If I were to do tarot my whole life and just be zen, like do the reading, get out of it and be zen. Versus if I do astrology, what I've been doing, I just feel like I've been aging so fast, because it's just like so much to process. Especially if you're good at it, you have more to process. But it's just like, I feel like for you, like this is the same thing. It's like if you want to become the championship like athlete, like you're gonna have to be like, well, my body's, something's taking a sacrifice here. That's really what this is. It's almost like you're sacrificing something as an opportunity. Maybe it's a relationship you know needs to come to an end to get to the next level. Maybe like me, it's like you're gonna be an astrologer. Say bye to your mental health, bro. And that's not for the pussy astrologers that are just trying to like make a buck and get by and have peace. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to be the GOAT. I'm trying to be the best. I'm trying to understand things no one understands. Who's the real ruler of Virgo? Is it Mercury? I don't think so. So who is that? Why does it rule my chart? So it's just like, you know what I think I just did? I feel like I'm in, sometimes like I do this. Like I unconsciously embody the energy. Like that's kind of like this energy, like what I just showed you is kind of like this, right? Excitement, but like, oh my god, getting ahead of myself, you know what I mean? So you know, I'm sorry for veering Virgo. I just had to switch the camera, but in some sort of way I get there's a clear knowledge about a sacrifice that you need to make that will give you an opportunity, but Spirit's saying think about it. Once again, in your advice, you need to work hard, but you really need to think about it. And I'm a Virgo rising, so there's always going to be small shades of Virgo that, as much as I want to not apply it to me, like these readings will always apply to me. Because I'm a Virgo, so I'm going to be in there a little bit. As much as I want to be detached from it, I'm still a Virgo. I'm still going to be in there. I'm part of the Virgo collective. I aim for the chin of the collective. I'm going to be in there. You know, and what this is about here is like, if I were to just look at it from my perspective, what I have going on is like, over here I have this like dream of being an astrologer. Risky. Back here I could just be a tarot reader forever. I could do my other businesses. I could just, you know, do what I'm already doing. And because the universe is like, well, something needs to be sacrificed for you to get to the next level, Virgo. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Let's see what the devil's here in your challenge. What is the toxicity in your challenge? What I mean, why is the devil here in your challenge from now until the end of August? Six of Pentacles, uneven. Yeah, once again, what did I tell you? Someone carrying the weight, someone not being ready to do that. Knight of Pentacles, yeah. Yeah, some of you like, oh my god, that's really what it is. Like, like, I know I've been saying like I'm going to create this astrology channel. Holy crap, Virgo. Yeah, this is to do with your, okay. This is to do with like a long-term investment towards your destiny. The Devil is clarified with the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and and the Wheel of Fortune. Remember, the Wheel of Fortune is your opportunity. What I get from this, Virgo, is for some of you, and this has been the message that's been coming through for a long time, there may not be immediate results with this, and it is a risk. What happens if, I spend the next years mastering astrology, and like, God forbid something happens to me in 9 years and I don't get to bring it to the world, Because what I see from this is like there really is a risky move that you're making with your finances in terms of a long-term investment. For some of you, it's not going to be 10 years. It could be 2 months from now, something's going to happen. But what I get from this, Virgo, is definitely like you putting in so much work and then not being able to eat the seeds of that, not being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, because it's too far out into the future right now. Now, to be fair, like what you already have going on is probably solid, but there's clearly a big change with it. I mean, obviously, so wow, I don't know, Virgo. This is very interesting, but listen, I honestly feel like I've said what I needed to say to you. I've given you the gist of what to look out for. Just remember to apply these laws as well to get you ahead the furthest. Is never outshine the master. This is from now to the end of August. Discover each man's thumb screw and assume formlessness. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude this reading. Good luck. I feel like you're in a very powerful position, but don't be surprised from now to the end of August. Like, just try to remain as grounded as you can. All right, so with that being said, I love you.